Hey, David from DavidWygant.com. I've got Josephine sitting next to me, and we were just getting into this great conversation about, well, what is it, Josh? Is it the double standard, or what women think and what men think, right? So let's talk a little bit about what men think, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting here, and we're about to have that conversation. You know that conversation? So, we start seeing each other for about 6 weeks, and, it's like I'm being a typical dude, which I'm not, right? And I'm just kind of curious, and all of a sudden, we've had this sex, and the sex is a little too good for, my little insecure maleness, because a lot of guys, when a woman is just too good sexually, they tend to worry a little bit too much about what might have been in the past, right?
Yeah.
So that's what men are really thinking. They're thinking like, she's really good, right? So he's going to bring up this conversation of, hey, how many guys have you been with? And when a guy says that, what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's evaluating you.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's judging you.
He's judging you.
He's judging you. He's judging you. Not only is he judging you, he's intimidated by you because that little trick you did with your tongue that, kind of that he really, really liked, and just, that orgasm you just had that really he felt really good about, a lot of guys they didn't get the woman to come like that before, so he's kind of wondering,
what's going on?
So, as a woman, you've had those discussions before, right? How do you break it to the guy? Because you could feel that when the guy is that insecure, you can feel that insecurity. How do you bring him along that, you may have a little more experience than he has, or a little less experience than he has, because we're dealing with such a male fragile ego?
Yeah, I would say I would take the emphasis off of my past and stay in the present with him, and I would not blow smoke up his ass, but I would compliment him for the things he does do well. Like if you love the way he kisses your neck, and then kisses you down, and then goes to other areas or whatever, something that you actually is true, don't make it up.
I love other areas like that, like toes, feet, ankles,
if you love the
knees,
way he sucks your toes.
Yes,
no,
exactly. If he gives you a toegasm the first time,
then he's a keeper. But I would compliment him. Say, pick one thing that's true about him and say, don't worry about my past. Past is the past. I'm here with you because I'm into you. Boost up his ego. Tell him, who cares about the past? I'm here with you because I want to be with you. You make me feel X, Y, and Z. You make me feel amazing when you kiss my neck, when you do this, when you do that. Pick something that he does sexually to you that makes you feel really good, to boost up his ego. And then also maybe tell him something else that he does that makes him feel really good. And I would say, as far as numbers go, you don't need to say that. Don't say it in a rude way. Oh, you don't need to know my numbers. I would say, the past make it fun and playful. The past is the past. Numbers, I don't really remember. I don't keep count of those kind of things.
But if you do have that conversation, because that's what you and I started talking about, it's like all of a sudden, there's I have like the girl in Puerto Rico, don't know her name,
right.
It's like,
yeah, there are
those people, and that's another thing too. Don't react, which is, I think, the best advice in the entire world. The past is the past. It doesn't really make a difference, and I've said it my entire life. I could care less what a woman has done in the past. I could care less if she had sex with an entire bus full of baton twirling guys in high school, because that's what she chose to do. Because I've had a past. We've all had this past.
Right, and the past is gone.
It's gone, and I don't remember, and you should never remember, and you should never have this tally sheet of how many people each of you slept with. I think that's like the biggest thing in the entire world, because anything you can feed somebody with, because it ruins the beauty
of the present
moment.
Yeah.
And that present moment, if you're getting to that point with somebody in that present moment where you're starting to hang out, which we both know is like such
a delicate time.
It's so challenging in today's ADD, Tinder, and swipe culture. It's like so hard to even get to like date 6 or 7. Yeah. 6 weeks. It's like,
that's incredible.
It's like it's 6 weeks. I can't even get to 3 weeks.
Right.
It's like I feel like I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, God, it's like Groundhog Day over and over again. I can never get to 3 weeks. And it's like, and I've been single for a couple of years, and I'm thinking like, and I've done all this work on myself, and I'm ready to go have a nice relationship with somebody, and I can't even get 3 weeks because it feels like 3 weeks is like 1 or 2 dates in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's another thing too. It's like what men and women think. It's like if you meet somebody really cool, fucking make time for them.
Right. You make time for what's important. That's in anything. Job, relationships, whatever it is, make time for what's important. If you had a great time with someone, don't play the game of, I'm going to wait a week to ask them out again. If you really enjoyed their company, the next day is fine to say, hey, would love to see you again. How's your schedule looking? You keep it open. You don't put pressure on them in any kind of way because you don't know where you stand quite yet at the very, very beginning. But be confident. Women like men that are confident. And if a man is confident enough to say, hey, I had a great time with you. I'd love to see you again. What's your schedule look like? Let's make a plan now. That's showing character. That's showing charisma. That's showing confidence to take it to the next level.
So true. I tell men that all the time. It's like, if you like somebody, say, my God, I like you. It's like, what's wrong? That, if you think about the evolution of what it was, remember we liked somebody, remember 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, we liked somebody, college. And then all of a sudden we became an adult. I'm not going to tell anybody I like them, right? It's like all of a sudden we hit 22, we became this adult. Can't be vulnerable, can't tell somebody you like them, can't, you go out on a great date and you can't look at them and go, can't wait to see you again. It's like the most ridiculous things, and that's what we're all dying to hear, because that's why I think so many of us don't get to that relationship stage with somebody, because we're so fucking caught up with trying to be so cool about things. Don't be cool anymore.
Don't be cool. If you like somebody, it's okay to tell them you like them. It's okay to ask them out again. There's no time limit. I need to wait 3 days before I text them to then maybe ask them out again. Just do it. Like Nike said, just do it.
I know. Why do you think so? Exactly. Just do each other.
Right.
That should have been the whole thing.
Too.
I mean, why do you think so many relationships are work-based? Because it's like, because you're forced in to being with that person. You're seeing that person every single day. And that's what so many people are so afraid. A friend of mine met somebody at a job. He's a consultant. And he went in there and worked with this company for the day. And he was really interesting. He goes, this woman was just so cool. He goes, what should I do? He goes, I'd like to get he goes, I want to keep consulting with them. I says, dude, ask her out. Just fucking send her an email and just go, hey, look, I know I'm going to be back here again working, and I can wait, and we can have this slow dance for the next 6-7 months, right? He says, or I can just, I said, I said to him, I said, what if she's like your future wife?
Right.
What if that's like the future mother of your kids?
You have to take risks in life. More is lost in indecision than decision. Even if it's a bad decision, so you go out and she's not the girl for you, he's not the guy for you. You gave it a shot, it didn't work out, but if you never try, you never know.
Well, yeah, he was also afraid of not getting the job back again. I said, no, she's an adult. It's like, the fact of the matter is, she's going to admire the fact. If she is seeing somebody, she's going to tell you. And the next time you go in there, you act like a man, and you say, hey, how are you? And you go and you do your consulting job. It's like, people are so afraid. The rules of today's society.
Well, the rejection thing is huge. Men are more afraid of rejection now than they've ever been, because they can't even pick up the phone to call a woman, because they'd rather be rejected via a text message than on the phone or in person. So that's why that's my theory behind it as far as a woman goes.
Nobody wants to talk on the phone ever. It's so ridiculous. It's like,
and they'll never pick up the phone to ask you out or ask you out in person, but they'll text you to ask you out, because then if you don't reply back, they don't even have to say, oh, I got rejected. She probably just didn't get my text or something.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like, it makes it feel so good.
Making up an excuse to your friends. Like, they're like, oh, did you ever ask that girl out? Well, yeah, but she didn't get back to me. I don't know. She must not have gotten it or something.
Yeah, she just didn't get that one text, even though it said red right across the bottom, and the little bubbly thing came up because she was debating whether to get back to you. So it's just, have some balls. It's like,
it's okay to be rejected. You guys should know it's a numbers game, right?
But we all get rejected. What about you? You meet somebody.
I've been rejected.
What about you? You walk into a place.
Hard to believe, but I am.
It's hard to believe. The minute you walked in here, I was just like, this girl's never been rejected in her life. I'm so intimidated. I was like, I was going to bow down to you. I was thinking to myself,
Queen of unrejection.
Yes, that's right. Never been rejected. You've never liked somebody that didn't like you. I mean, I could see. I saw that.
It happens to everybody. Young, old, fat, skinny, gorgeous, not gorgeous. There's going to be people that you like that don't like you back. It's just the law of life,
It's the law of life. I'm used to it, I mean, I've had lots of women that just haven't liked me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm just kidding.
I like you.
Yeah, thank you. I've never been rejected either, so we're just absolutely perfect together. Our egos, it's amazing how our egos are even fitting on this porch, on this deck right now, because our egos are like, Josh, our ego's like going to crack the deck. I mean, this is just like the most egotistical thing in the entire world. So listen, we're going to take this off camera, okay? We're going to just have our egos are just going to battle nonstop. Subscribe down below, more great tips. If you really want to understand the opposite sex, I've got a free gift for both of you, men and women. You just got to go to this little box that's down below, and everything's going to be taken good care of.